Yay, yes. Hey, good morning, or 1 hour's left of morning on my end. How you been? As you can tell, oh, why is my arm slimy? What is that? Let's hope that's lotion. Anyway, I'm tired because I tried to play. It wasn't my first time around. Of that game, that Black Myth game. Just, oh my gosh. Well, the good thing is I learned that I don't get dizzy when I play with game controllers. Unless for whatever reason, say I'm fighting a boss and I can't find him. I have to spin the camera around like, where the hell is he? Where the hell is he? Oh no. Then there's the low-key dizziness. But then when I don't do that as much and I resume the usual gameplay, then it's pretty good. However, as they mentioned in like the live stream gaming reactions, etc., it is a difficult game, and I'm like only in chapter 1. How many times do I have to keep dying to get through the damn game? You know. And bear in mind, I'm not a gamer. Once upon a time, though, I used to play video games, but not as much as a lot of people also proudly proclaim on top of the rooftops that they are a gamer. And it wasn't that bad. It was just I like the story enough to just get through the story. If there were side quests that I can do somehow, some way or some other to improve my hit points, improve my whatevers, then okay, fine, I'll do that. But it wasn't enough for me to like, this is my identity now, so but I figured since I already have it, might as well. And I already, as you can see, I'm trying to do fan art. Then I was like, okay, let's see how it goes. And then I got dizzy the first time around. I set it to private, and plus it was all over the place and really frustrating. I didn't like how it went. The second one that was uploaded last night, it's still a bit disjointed, but not as bad as the first attempt of me playing. But overall, I had a better experience with the game controller compared to using the freaking keyboard, which was a friggin' nightmare, okay? But yeah, when after the 20th death of getting rid of the snake guy, I know he has an official name, but I don't care enough to go that far, but I just call him Snake Guy. My God, I was like, oh my God. And the more annoying thing is, like I mentioned in the description, I still gotta do my friggin' night chores. I still gotta do my dishes. I gotta clean up. I gotta prepare for the next day, and then, then I'm tired from, I think I was at it for like maybe about 2 hours, a bit over 2 hours, give or take. Of course, when you see not the live stream, the recording, it's like 46-ish minutes. But in real time, it was a bit over 2 hours getting into the 3-hour mark. I'm like, I can't play this long. I don't know how y'all play that long. I can't do that. It's tiring. It's like, how do you sit there all this time? And then there are the live streamers who play this. I saw some, they were like going into like the 8-10 hour mark. I'm like, do y'all wear diapers? How does that work? Do you go up to pee somewhere? I mean, I assume you do, because you got to use a bathroom at some point. You got to eat something at some point. So I mean, while hey man, dedication to your craft, at the same time, it's like, oh, I can't do that. I think it's because they don't have kids, or maybe if they do, they got some kind of support system going on in the back. Me, well, I don't like poo-pooing on others, but I cannot afford such a luxury of I can do whatever I want, except when they're at school. Actually, I could do the live stream, not live stream, but like resume recording while people are working and going to school. But I just don't want, that's not me unwinding, to be honest. I don't feel like I'm unwinding when I play games. I feel like I gotta be like alert all the time and not get my ass whooped and get a stick up my butt. So it's really just not, it's like, games feel a lot different now. It's a little bit too realistic for me, especially you have to be mindful of your stamina. I was like, what? And make sure you have all that mana. I was like, what? I have to be mindful of such things? Yes, apparently so, because if you use it all up, you got nothing, you dead. You just dead. So, even after I died for like the 20-umpteenth time, I was like, I hate this game, but I still have to play it. So I get on with my life. So yeah, while I hate, it's not a love-hate relationship. It's more like I hate it, but I got to get on with it. So that's kind of like my mindset with this game. I think what's keeping me going is there's that pig demon or Jubajia. I like him. He's fun. Well, he's cute in this one, but when you see him in other versions or other adaptations of Journey to the West, they make him so ugly. I think he was only okay-ish in the recent-ish movies that they released. Then he looked all right, kind of greasy, but all right. But then I liked him in the game. He looks like a very hairy Zashiki Buddha with little boobs. I thought it was so cute. So I'm looking at my reference. And so I was all like, oh, okay. Oh, and I did the nose wrong. Okay, I effed up. Can I do this? I'm not sure if it's correct actually, but here we are. And he has nice teeth. That's interesting. I'm not sure if that's how that works, but okay. Yeah, I'm trying a little bit something different, but I can't guarantee it's going to work out. Sometimes I try to go outside the box once in a while to see, I wonder how this works out. About 30% of it turns out right, and then the rest, I might just give up. So that's what I do. I give up. Okay, yeah, sorry. I raised my voice a bit. I am tired, and I'm trying to keep myself awake. Yeah, that was like playing for over 2 hours. That took out a lot for me. I'm not in my 20s and my teens or whatever, so I can't do what y'all do. So okay. I think if you were doing that for a long time, then you're pretty good to go. But oh my god, I was like, yeah, the gaming life ain't for me. Okay. But I also have to balance it because I got things to do. I got boring grown-up mama things to do, and so those are always top priority. But then when I have extra time, okay, then I can play. So even now I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I don't even know if I'm doing it correctly. I'm not going to finish all of it here, unfortunately. I kind of don't I like, and yet at the same time, I don't like it. So this is a bit of a hazy, unknown territory for me for a while. It's been a while since I did my own thing. And the last time I did, I think I tried to draw Lorelei from Weapon Zero. And I tried to switch things here and there. And it was a massive failure. I hate it because I thought it was turning out well. And then it did not. So I was, and I was pissed off because I was trying to make a sketch, continue a new sketchbook and not have huge, ugly blemishes in my book. And I got it anyway. And that was really irritating. So after that, I was really annoyed that I messed up yet another sketchbook. So there's that. I also need to practice not repeating the same phrases I notice when I watch my videos. I do watch my videos, don't get me wrong. Then I decide whether or not I set it to private or totally delete it. Oh my god, this ear is not my friend right now. Why did I draw like that? Well, that was wrong with me. Okay, sorry. See, I already found the problem and then I fucked it up. The one thing I can do is paint over it, but it's a little different because I have all this crap happening and I have to I try to not use up the that's what I did. Try not to use up too much of the painting because I want to keep the original here, but I fail miserably. The past ones, well, the Wukong one was pretty good, so I like that one. I did not use too much paint for that, but then this one's gonna be kind of a fail. I think. No. I'm not crying today. Okay, so let's see here. The only thing is he is kind of cartoony looking, so it's a little odd. But I like little chubby cartoon piggies, okay? I am biased. I like it a lot. So the problem is I did it kind of wrong. See, this one's like the ear's trying to go away. Like I don't like how I'm looking. I'm gonna go now. So I fucked up already. I don't know how to fix it. And if I, oh my god, this is looking bad already. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is what happens when I try to go outside the box. I try to do something different. That's why I tend to rely on fan art and just having fun rather than challenging myself. And that's a bad thing and a good thing. Bad thing is I don't try new things. Good thing is if my work does get stolen, you're stealing from someone else, not just me. uh, yeah, I'm a little bit tired than usual. I don't like feeling like that so I don't want to make this kind of the norm where I am posting games too. This isn't for me. I am well aware of my capabilities and gaming is not it, not in the slightest. Um, so don't expect me to start like this is my Twitch, blah. I can't do that. Okay, I'm too old for that. Despite how I sound, I'm too old for that. Okay. Also, I can't do that banter and little cutesy or not even cutesy, just general like witty remarks in the game. How they do that on a whim, unless it's scripted, I don't know, but I can't do that. At most, I just make whatever reactions and then just shut up so I can focus on trying to not get my ass whooped, and I feel miserably either way, but yeah, I try not to take it too seriously, but when you die after 20x times, it gets really grating. So it was all, okay, I don't like this getting good away from me. So yeah, but not enough for me to start slamming the game controller, not enough to just start rage quitting and throwing the desk around and shouting at bystanders bystanders. Okay, I'm sorry. I know I can talk. See, that's how tired I am. So, I am not liking this. I am unfortunately not liking this. I can probably save this with painting, unfortunately, but I was trying to avoid that and I failed. Okay, so how does this work? Oh, okay. So this is on. Okay, that makes sense, kind of. All right. So I also recently finished that carved pumpkin with the glue blood. That one was surprisingly a lot more fun than I thought. However, I don't know whether or not I will do another one similar to that, just because after a while it does get repetitive. So I always try to do something different with each pumpkin, more or less. Even if they're similar, they're not totally the same, which I don't mind. However, because I am disappointed with this guy. And they left. They were disappointed too. Ugh. I have another one, but this one is a white pumpkin, as you can see here. Originally, I was not going to carve it. I was just going to resume the usual paint something on craft pumpkin and then take pictures, videos, put it on reel, transfer it to YouTube, etc., display it in the living room as per usual, then shove it away somewhere for the next Halloween. However, I was a bit stumped. I was looking through Halloween pictures, references as I usually do, and then I was just a little bit burnt out. Not like super, super burnt out, just like I'm tired. And I think that's the other thing with playing games. I can see why some of the gamers don't really get into art because you're always too tired to do anything else. But for me, I don't know yet. I did ask on Instagram, is there any idea you guys have for me to work with this pumpkin, either a painting or carving, but I can't do I don't have a hot knife right now. I thought the soldering iron would work. No, it does not. It does not work. So I definitely had to buy a stupid hot iron. I've been avoiding it for at least 2 years. And so, should I not? I'm not quite sure yet. But I'm not bad with the knife. It's okay. It's just going to be a face. I can't do the really intricate fine details with a regular knife. And yeah, if I do get the hot knife, I have to buy it on Amazon, shell out $36-40 more or less. Wait, and I mean, unless I do Amazon Prime, I've been avoiding doing that like the plague, because I clicked on Amazon Prime once by accident. I didn't mean to, it just happened. And then after a few attempts, like, okay, it's nice to have things early than usual, but then the $14.99 per month was starting to encroach into into the timeline, and I ended up trying to cancel it because they said you can cancel at any time before you start having to subscribe and pay $14.99. So I did try to look for canceling. It's hard. Like, they really make you have a hard time trying to find that pesky cancel the subscription free trials button. But I found it, and I had to use not my phone at the time. I don't know about now, but at the time I had to go on the PC to unsubscribe to cancel that free trial as it approached the deadline of having to pay. And my husband/editor, he was all like, "Can you just do it again? I used up all my trial periods." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to do that." He's like, "Just cancel it. Just can't, like, I don't want to deal with that again." Okay, so I just don't bother. So anyway, yeah, if you have any idea as to what kind of thing I could paint or carve, but no hot knife involved on the pumpkin, feel free to let me know. And if you have any extra ideas, yeah, feel free to let me know. Just either DM on Instagram or even in the comments. That would be great. Oh my God, I'm hella tired. Like, I don't want to make this the norm to play video games. It's not for me. And I kind of don't like how this is turning out, unfortunately. So I'm going to let this breathe a bit. Plus, I'm at an angle where it's weird looking. So I got something. I have a something. Get over there. I might take a tiny nap when I'm done, because I'm like, oh, I'm hella out of it. Okay, so now I gotta resume Beetlejuice. I think this one is more up my alley. Where is the reference? Okay, I have a darker version and the lighter version. I think this one shows a lot more detail. Okay, so I will put black too. Oh wait, I have black over there. People keep leaving because I'm not doing the war shorts. I don't know the reason. I really should stop complaining. Complain too much. Let me exercise my freedom to complain. I don't know. I'm just making shit up. It's nice to complain. You know, there are some places you can't afford to complain or you die. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not dying, but enjoy complaining sometimes. Just not enough for me to make like a TikTok account and start venting out. Like, I can't do that. I can't. I'm seeing a lot of it lately. I mean, not on TikTok, but what they do is they transfer it from TikTok to YouTube, or even also on Instagram. So I still see it even if I don't have a TikTok, which is really irritating. Especially if you see one out of curiosity, and then a whole slew of them just start popping up like weeds and cockroaches combined. Like if cockroaches and weeds had a child, also blackberries, because it's a fucking nightmare. Then they just start sprouting everywhere you go. So it's like, holy jeez, man, were there this many annoying people? Answer is yes, unfortunately. Yeah, at most I just do this stuff, and whatever I have on my mind, I may tell a few friends, but even then, I'm not super open as much as I sound. Within reason, I think we stopped valuing privacy when we had more a variety of social media apps available, and you try to get those clicks, you try to get that attention, and you have to say whatever you can to have people click onto your channel, to your account, etc., to follow you. But is it really worth it to downgrade yourself for the sake of clicks and attention? Is it really? Obviously the answer is no, but some people don't give a shit and they just do it anyway because I got the attention that I want. Sometimes what was it saying, like bad press, bad attention is still attention regardless. And so a lot of people bank on that, especially the fact that negative attention stays in our heads a lot longer than good news. Yeah, like bad news, terrible news, they stick in your head so much longer. They're more infectious and much more invasive compared to good news, like, starting a puppy, well, not a puppy mill, like a puppy foster care center or some other for a whole bunch of lost and neglected and hurt puppies. And that sounds nice and cute. I don't see that often unless I subscribe to the channel that is talking about such things. Other than that, by itself, it's super rare. Super rare. I rarely ever hear cute, nice, cuddly things. I always hear about, like, oh yeah, Diddy getting arrested. Finally, they caught his clown ass. Oh my gosh! And that supposed image of the wide collection of baby oil. How do you have them? I have baby oil for my kid because they recommended that. That's good for some. I forgot the reason. It's been a while since he's been a baby, but I think I still have that one bottle, and I didn't like it because I don't like smells. And so baby oil has that nasty, not nasty, but it has that artificial baby powder smell. I never liked it. And so how he has like oodles of bottles and bottles and bottles lined across the whatever room that is, I guess the sex dungeon. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. So I was like, oh, ew, that must smell in there. Ugh, I don't even want to imagine the smell. Oh God. Not to mention there was like strung about underwear all over the place, men and women. So I was like, oh God. See, this is why I don't think I could ever work as like a detective or SVU sort of thing, or you work with crime and stuff, or fighting crime, however you perceive that. The smells. It's the smells, the blood, the puke, and then people going to the side to puke. I'm like, I don't want to hear it, So yeah, that was pretty crazy hearing that kind of stuff. And then what else? Where are my notes? Well, I did mention a while ago not a while ago, but I was considering having a kind of pumpkin collection update that I have, because I did not include one of the pumpkins I finished last year. And then I also have a few smaller pumpkins that are incomplete. I may consider having another update of the collection, but I'm still thinking about, because the thing is, like I ran out of ideas. When I run out of ideas, I don't feel like doing it as much. And so I'm a little burnt out with that. So I work on smaller projects in hopes of maybe something will come out of it when I figure something out. But now with this gaming thing, I'm even more drained. So like I mentioned, I don't think this will be like a new thing for me. Like, I'm a gamer now, I can't do that even if I wanted to. Mainly because, I can't, I don't have that kind of time allotted to me. All right. I have other things to do. Like once in a while, it's fine. I can't do that stuff every day. Even if there was a high demand, I don't think so. Even when I saw like the next day, I only got one like, which I appreciate. Thank you so much. But I don't see this as the norm. This is just something different. I like trying different things just to see how it goes. There's nothing wrong with trying different things, all right? But I feel like the algorithm and internet and people wanting predictability and a routine sort of thing, like, we expect you to do this. If you don't do this, I'm out of here. That's usually how it is, unfortunately. And so I noticed that in my channel, where I'm not posting as much war thingies, but that is the high demand. However, I think because also the editor / husband, he's also doing his own stuff, I cannot impose on him, like, do my work, because he helps me do the editing. I suck at editing. I don't force him to do it. He volunteers, but that does not mean he's volunteering on a schedule, on the clock. We're kind of just doing whatever thing, whatever happens, sort of very lax schedule. And I'm not like, do this or else, but like maybe once in a while, like, hey, I haven't posted any war shorts. Do you have any more? He's like, well, let me check. So that's kind of like how it is. But then the most part, I try to put my art stuff. It's not a lot, but it's still definitely a lot more than what I'm getting on it's gotten worse on Instagram. Like, only the most random or maybe on theme, like the fall decor, maybe that's fine. And then that's about it. Other than that, my stuff has been pretty tanky. It's been tanking for several months already. And I tried Kara, I don't know, a while. That was a fucking trap. Don't join. That's a waste of time. Don't fucking join there. Unless you're like super, super popular and you're a prodigy, don't join. I am none of those things. A lot of this I'm doing now, it's mostly self-taught and eyeballing and practice fan art. That's basically it. I don't mind that. I enjoy it. It's a fun time for me. But I guess if you're more of a serious blah blah insert, more professional artist, and you talk the lingo, the marketing skills and the tools and all that stuff, and you have those networking things going in your way, this what I'm doing is not, it's just okay. And I would hear like, no, your stuff's great, I love your stuff. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. But because I'm a bit more of a pessimist and a bit of a realist, which is a deadly combo if you have like even a slightest tiny ego about how you are in certain skills, when you enter the art world, especially when they have all this amazing talent, and then you look at your own stuff like, shit, what's the point? But I think what stops me from thinking like that is I'm not very smart sometimes, and so I just ignore. I put not interested. Yeah, I do that because they don't need my support. They got all the support. What's one more? I don't need that. If I see artists that are similar to me, not similar like, oh, you do the exact same thing as me, but like they have similar interests, or they are having a hard time with this algorithm. And I don't mean they have a difficult time and they have like 10K following. No, you don't count. Okay, you don't count. Around 50 to 200. I will consider, checking out your stuff and then even following you, because we got to support each other somehow, some way or another. The only problem is I'm also antisocial as shit. It's gotten worse. So it takes me a while to warm up to certain people. Yeah. 28 minutes, huh? Okay. So there's a bit of red, but let's do a solid color. That's fine. I'm surprised I had this color for his shirt. Excuse me. I had some tea. I don't drink coffee, I've mentioned, but this time around I'm extra sleepy from that friggin' game. So I'm like, oh gosh. But I don't want to be so reliant on coffee. I even had someone get annoyed with me for not drinking coffee. Like, oh, you're supposed to be an adult or something. Why don't you drink it? Like, what? You're weird. What's wrong with that? Well, I don't drink coffee. At most I drink tea, and even tea I don't really care for, except mint tea. Mint tea is nice. I like it. Or ginger tea if I have upset stomach, or, it's more medicinal purposes rather than me like, I love tea. No, I don't know. Some teas are like milk tea sometimes is okay, but again, don't have too much of that stuff. And then One thing I used to enjoy was boba, those bubble tea drinks, but it wasn't like bubble actual tea and boba tapioca pearls. It was more like watermelon. Like they blend a watermelon and then it's like a watermelon juice with boba. And that one was good, but for some reason, somewhere along the line, they added the brown sugar boba. I don't like it, or the brown sugar slurry with the what is it, the boba milk tea pearls, and I don't like that taste. It tastes weird. Whatever they did before that stuff came into view, I liked it all right. There was like little to no flavor. It was fine. And then later I heard that they have cancer causing agents and I stopped. I was like, man. Also, it got expensive and way more popular. And when it gets more popular, the prices start excruciatingly going higher and higher. And you have to wait in line like a jerk. And then I just kind of gave up on it. If it's free, I'll take it. Well, how often? I think the last time I had it was it might have been earlier this year, and my oldest brother had an extra one and he gave me one, and that was it. And that one didn't have boba. It had like lychee fruit bits in there, and I like that fine. And he also heard about that those black boba pearls cause having like cancer thingies. But I had that for a long time. Thankfully I stopped many years ago before they mentioned stuff was a thing. So yeah. I also heard in some language boba also means boob, so I don't know. So weird. Okay, what else is there? Oh, I guess I add white. Paper. Where is white? Where is it? Okay, here. Okay, so the original reference has a lot of blue in it, but I still need a base coat, so I know where are things going to happen, and then I add in the shadows and lighting and so on and so forth, and yeah, that's about it, really. Okay, so this is what I don't like about these side things. You still have to paint them or it looks weird. Or you do some kind of border, but I don't like how those look. I just try to continue the painting. Okay, so this is that. That is this. I guess here? Maybe? I don't know. I don't think I'll be watching that new Beetlejuice movie. I know they're like really hamming it up with the promos. I even saw one of the Metro buses the other day. No, Metro trains. They had like the whole one car entirely decked out in Beetlejuice art or some kind. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I rarely ever see that here. We don't have interesting promos or cute things here unless it's something stupid like Starbucks. I'm like, I don't care. Jeez. How many more Starbucks do you freaking need? I mean, I get the cups. Some of them are pretty, but not enough for me to want to buy their drinks. Is that correct? Probably not. Oops. That wasn't loud at all. Okay, I gotta do the other side, which I'm also not too... Oh, okay. I don't know. I was also looking into working on making another Venom painting of some kind. Also with Azashi Kibut. I know I commissioned a friend a while ago, and I like it, but now I'm like excited to like, maybe I should try my own version and see what happens. But the other thing is I have to, again, use several references, come up with something, and hope it doesn't look ugly. Because sometimes I have a good idea, and then when I try to execute it with what I have, it doesn't turn out well, and it turns out butt ugly, and it pisses me off that I wasted time. Like I could have done something way nicer, and then I did this instead. So, while it seems like I rarely ever have mistakes, I have a buttload of mistakes. Actually, I'm also debating whether or not I show my old work on here. I've only shown on Instagram, but yeah, I know I should do war shorts. I found some old art that I did of some Filipino women that were involved in World War II. So I was like, all right, I got something there. But I need to do a little bit more research. I like to research actual people, especially like people who are like me to some degree. But yeah, I don't know. I'm also determining whether or not I talk more about Filipino things. I feel like I need to talk about it because I don't really hear myself talking about it, and I kind of feel bad because I should. I talk more about cartoons and anime and pop culture things I grew up with, but I feel like I should also address some things about my heritage and all that stuff. But at the same time, while we weren't directly encouraged to get into that stuff, but I feel like I feel like I was missing out on a lot. But then when I do hear about people who do embrace their Filipino heritage, they only talk about food, mostly food and drama and really weird parties and gout and really bad health issues. And with my experience, I think eventually I had to not. I mean, I don't stop eating Filipino food entirely, but I am aware that a lot of the stuff that we had that's Filipino food is not very healthy. Not very healthy. Okay, don't lie to yourself. It's not. It tastes awesome. Don't get me wrong, but you see there's like some running joke about having a whole bunch of health problems, and one of the reasons is due to our food and lifestyle. And so they also bring in colonialism and blah. You know, like, no, let's focus on one thing first. Okay. And so I had to not eat a lot of Filipino food as often as I used to. And I do notice my health is a lot better in that aspect. However, yeah, we are, and they say like we are surrounded by processed food, and that is true. Not just in Philippines, but also people in Western countries or people who immigrated to Western countries. And there's a lot of processed. I don't want to get on that soapbox and start lecturing like you have to eat organic, because sometimes even organic food cannot always, like, what the hell do we eat then? Like, how many recalls do I have to hear? I think the other day, it's not food, but they're talking about how Listerine also causes cancer. I was like, what? Thank God I stopped using that stuff. But man, like, dang, man, like, what the hell? I remember using it a lot when I was younger, and then for some reason we stopped. I think it tasted too much like medicine, and so I just stopped. I'm not drinking it. It just has that after medicine-y taste, and it was kind of weird. But yeah, that Filipino stuff, I need to figure out what I can talk or contribute to that in the art and actually stay interested, which is really hard for me, which is kind of sad. I don't want to be like that. But I also don't want to be like, oh, I'm Filipino, and, you know, everything that comes out of my mouth, the first thing I had to say as a Filipino American, you know, I it sounds so stupid saying that all the time. But I think because the way I sound, people don't really think I am anything at all until they see what I look like, maybe. And if you're wondering why I wear a face mask, I think it's just kind of funny. And plus, I don't see a lot of people doing it. So I'm like, okay, let's do that. But it's not like, oh, my identity is a mystery. You know, I'm on Instagram. Okay, so but I just also don't want to focus so much on my appearance. I just want to do my art stuff, share shorts of whatever kind, and then carry on my merry way. That's basically it. I don't want to like, this is my face and I am the brand. And like, I'm not poo-pooing on those who show off their face. That's cool. It's just for me, I just want to focus on this kind of stuff more. All right. And whatever shorts I have. That's it. That is it. And I painted my cords. I'm sorry. But yeah, I also am kind of I am interested in making like ancestral paintings of my ancestors. That's not redundant at all, the way I said it, but like, yeah, at most I can only get as far as my great grandparents on my mom's side. I've yet to find anything about my dad's side. I'm like, what? I mean, there was no divorce. We were married. It's just they're not very big on talking about relatives in the past. I don't know. Okay. I need to get a hold of at least one or two relatives, but they're all busy and I feel like I'm bothering them. I did reach out once, I will not say who, and they said, okay. And then it's been about 3 or 4 years. So I'm like, okay, I guess they're not going to say anything. And I just let it go. Yeah. So, but yeah, it is interesting hearing about people that I can relate to, which is more or less, at least with genetics, mind you. But when I see, I think the other day, do I have the book here? Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, no, I don't want to show it because they'll show where I live. So not where I live, but the district where I live. I saw they have the book where they have one of the districts and they don't talk about, they always talk about San Francisco as in downtown, as in the Haight, you can never pronounce that name right. Golden Gate Bridge, Sausalito, even though it's like that's not San Francisco, but they had one book in particular around my about my district. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I don't want to leave the bring out things, but I just liked hearing about, oh, this is the neighborhood where I live, and that's kind of cool. So I also want to see something about Filipinos too, but they also have a book about that. It's just another $24.99. I was like, oh, that's a bit pricey. But I will look into that later and I need to actually look inside the book and see if it's worth buying before I actually jump in and buy the stuff. But I would like to have stuff that I can relate to, Growing up, it's kind of hard to relate to like other people. They talk about their ancestors and and then when it comes to Filipinos, it's kind of a mixed sort of thing. I think it's a lot more now than what it was before. Oh, the screen looks gross. Or is it because I had white? It's not as I have another green, but yeah, I just need something on here. Anyway, this is not very good. Where's the other green? No, not you. Guess I can use the green. I thought I had another one. I have Teslas. What I want. Clang, clang, clang. Okay. This one's not even open yet. What the hell? I guess I'll use this. I guess. So, and it's not like the self-hating. There is a kind of, I think a lot of races have this where they have a kind of self-hatred about their own kind or themselves. Like maybe they were made fun of for physical attributes like their nose or the color of their skin, their eyes, their height, And so I didn't have that problem, but that doesn't mean that I did not encounter that problem. But I don't really let it get to me, but I remember it. So does that mean that I am affected by it? Not necessarily. I think if it were, I'd probably be like doing plastic surgery on my face or some other, or I'm always worried about my nose. Or yeah, I think that was the one that I had. Like, oh my God, they gave me not a hard time with my nose, but someone somewhere told me to pinch my nose, and so it'll be more straight and prettier. Someone told me. I don't know who it was, but if they see this video and they're like, oh, was that me? It probably was you. But I never took it to heart enough. But I just remember just following it because that's what adults told me to do. I should follow my adults, and so I did. And thankfully, it did not last very long. Eventually, I guess it was stupid, and I just stopped. But I do remember it from time to time, and I'm like, what the heck? And now I see online, there's a whole bunch of women, some men, but mostly women. They don't like their noses. They don't like their eyes. And, it could have been easy just to be a part of that demographic that I didn't like myself so much. Like I was reminded time and time again. For me, it wasn't so much my nose. I think it was my weight. And to some degree, yeah, I am chubby. And in worst cases, I did get fat. But at the same time, I do try to be more mindful. I'm sorry, I saw a fruit fly. I try to be more mindful of what I eat, but it's a lot harder when other people eat more junk food around you and you tend to succumb to. But I think what helps me with that is I don't buy the foods as much. Oh my God, this paint is pain in the ass. Can I puncture it? Probably not. I just don't buy the foods that will make me inflamed or make me uncomfortable. And that has helped me a lot. Sodas, I have not drank as much as I used to, which was a lot more, but but I also try my best not to make that like my main meal or like this is the norm. I drink it daily sort of thing. It could be like once every 2 weeks. It could be once a month. It depends. But I try, even if I do drink it, I don't drink like a whole can by itself. I don't drink a whole bottle by itself. I just drink like maybe a third or fourth and then put the rest away. Like, I think the key is to not always drink as much. Like, you don't have to drink the whole damn bottle. Unless you're super, super thirsty, you got nothing around you. Okay, fine. But if you don't have to, you don't have to. Oh, is it blurry? Hello. Oh my God. Oogly. Okay, so this green is ugly too. What the hell? And then this is the downside about acrylic paint. Sometimes the paint you think is vibrant and then you try it in real life, real time. It's like, ew, this is not what I like. I have other ones, but I have to stand up and get it. I don't feel like it. Okay, so I'm going to try to mix this purple to make this. That's what that's supposed to be. And then, oh, that other stuff is black. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So I can do that. And no, let's do the purple. Let's do purple. I was going to paint this, but I changed my mind. I was going to start doing, like, I was going to make this a lot more a little bit more realistic looking, but still bright pink. But yeah, I don't feel like it. I'm tired. I didn't think I was this tired till I went live. I was like, oh, dang, I might have a nappy nap after, well, a little bit because I have to pick up my kid early today. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to decipher what I can do because I think also next month is Filipino American Heritage Month. And I know a few years ago, I did not a live stream, but I did a video about my take on a very brief take on being Filipino American, but not really. It wasn't a very good one. Plus, I kind of made it in the format of a YouTube reaction sort of thing. And I didn't like it. It seemed okay at the time. And then later on, I changed my mind. I didn't like how it came off. A lot of the times, I forgot to mention, if I submit like a live stream or recording of some kind, and then I think it was okay, but I was still like on the fence about it. And then when I watch it, and then I realize, oh, that's kind of not good to say, or maybe I shouldn't have said that, or oh, my 6 chins are showing. Then I will decide to, you know what, never mind. I'm going to either set it to private or set it to, no, just totally delete it. Or the other option with YouTube is I can remove what parts, but the only downside is I lose the I lose the likes, I lose the views, and I had to start all over, which is kind of irritating, but I felt like I didn't look good in that, and so I would remove it. But yeah, the Filipino heritage thing, I'll try to think of something a little more serious or something that is interesting and cool, but I have to do it within something I like. I don't want to be like forcing myself to like talking about lumpia again. Like no, and I haven't talked about it, though I do like lumpia, just I can't eat that too much. I get shit for it. No, not really, but I probably would. The way I rarely ever eat it, and I have to be careful anyway. Like I have to pace myself, moderation, and all that crap. So the one thing that does stand out is drawing portraits of like relatives or ancestors when they were young. I think that one's kind of cool. But I need people to actually forfeit their pictures to me. But yeah, I'll think of something. Actually, I could Filipino pumpkin. Well, they would use what's it called, kabocha. I forgot the name for. I'm sorry. I know the Japanese name, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll think of something. Think of something. Oh yeah, and then on the live streams, I on Instagram, I did like I think 3. I think 2 was no, 1 was a typical live stream on Instagram, but I did not like addressing certain groups of people when I don't want to give them more attention than they should. Even though I'm a nobody, I still feel like I'm still giving them more attention than they deserve. So I kind of just like, you know what, forget it. And then the other two were outtakes of me playing live stream, both with mask and no mask. And then someone made a comment about the keyboard. It's not my keyboard. I'm not even in my room, but I was like, oh, maybe I should just put a private. So okay, I did. Also, it's not really fun watching someone play a video game. Just you don't see what they're playing. You only see the reflection from my glasses from time to time. I don't think that counts. Then the other time, it was a bad angle. I think I had 1 or 2 in bad angles, and then it was like 6 chins popped out. And I was like, oh God, where did those come from? And so I was like, oh, not putting that one. And so, yeah, a lot of the time there's a lot of like ugly angles, or I said something stupid that maybe I shouldn't have said that. And then I remove it or set it to private. And then that's basically my recent submission activity. I don't like doing that too much, but I think with the gaming, plus I can't set things up properly. It's kind of on the spot. So there's a good chance my video will look super ugly with my 50 chins popping around while I'm wearing it. You would think with a face mask I'd look better. Not in my case, at least in certain angles. That's the luck of my life, apparently, that even with a face mask, I still look gross. I love my luck. Okay, not really. So yeah, that's been like an ongoing trial and error with me making videos in general. Most times I like it all right, but there are those instances where, ooh, someone looking kind of like a foot, got to do something about that. And so I tend to just set it to private, or I try to edit it out and re-release it as a new video. And it's irritating, but it is a learning curve. There are some things I learned on the way, so it's not necessarily useless. I think one other hurdle I need to consider is making actual videos, but the problem is, like I mentioned many times over, I hate video editing. I don't give a fuck, okay? But if I find a way where it's super easy and I can just post it really fast and I just do very minimal editing, then I'm good to go. But I've yet to see that, and I've yet to experience that myself, unless it's related to reels, shorts, and live streams. Those are the only 3 I'm okay with right now. But actual video editing, I'm like, ugh. I don't have that kind of time. Okay, so I try to do the easiest of the easy, and I seem to like that a lot more. I am entertained. I have a short attention span, so I try to like, oh yeah, that's fun, and I can't relate because internet did that to a lot of us, if not like mainstream media in general. Like we are so easy to get distracted, and if we lose that attention, we're gone. It's that bad. But I think at the same time, since I'm competing with very, very experienced people that know how to grab people's attention, and I'm the total opposite, that's where I get stabbed in the foot, where I'm like, okay, I want attention, but I'm also antisocial, so that kind of defeats the purpose of me being online. But I also don't want to have like, oh, only people like me can only affiliate themselves with my channel and my work. I don't like that kind of, what do you call it, echo chamber, or you're like in your own bubble of everyone like-minded. I mean, I welcome them. There's no problem with that, but I would like different kinds of people, and just hang out and have fun and not be total butts towards each other. Just have a good time, and to do art things or rant about stuff and then just carry on with our lives. That's basically what I want to do. Also, I think one of my main goals about this channel, I think I mentioned a while ago, but just to reiterate, to encourage not artists, but like anyone to get into just drawing for fun or escape, or not bad escape. Like if it's if you need a professional, that's not my territory, I'm sorry, but just for fun, to relax, take care of yourself a little bit, and to see what you can make with the materials you have in front of you. And I don't always suggest you use the best top quality materials. That shit is expensive, all right? A lot of the stuff here, this is from Salvation Army, this wooden whatever the heck this is. These paints were from Target. All of them from Target. They're not the best paints, but they get the job done. Target, yeah, I've been in Target a lot lately. It sucks. And so it's taking my money. But I gave it to them, so it's my fault. Some of their stuff, like if you want to get a little bit fancy, a little bit, it's just a smidge. Like there's also Orteza, you can check their website. They have a lot of discount promos. So if you like discounts like I do, go on and right ahead. What else is there? You can still go to Walmart. I haven't been there in a long time, and I think it's for the best. But Walmart's pretty good. Michael's, while they are initially expensive, and they do get expensive, they have a lot of discounts. Just don't use their shipping, mailing option, because especially if you have breakables or fragile items inside, they don't give a shit. At least the ones that I have, they didn't give a shit. Like I bought a few ceramic pieces, like 2, and then both of them broke, but one of them was not as bad as the other, but the other one was quite in shambles. So yeah, that sucked. But yeah, you can even printer paper. You can use printer paper, notebook paper, whatever you have, and a freaking pencil. If you don't have a pencil, I don't know what's going on in your house. You got to write at some point. But or even a ballpoint pen, you can do that. I used to draw with that for a while. And what's good with ballpoint pens is that you can do like a lot of depth and shadows, and applying pressure to the pen gives you more length or depth and dark and light and shadow with the ballpoint. I should do that more. I haven't done that in a while. Where are they? I don't know where I put them. So maybe later on at some point I can try to do a slight demo on how to use ballpoint pens, but it's not like, oh, I'm a professional ballpoint pen artist. No, I'm not. Let's just figure something out from there, or I have like a slight sketch in the beginning, and then we'll figure something out. The heck was that? Lately there's a bunch of like motorcycle people like zooming around and making that extra loud noise around here. It's kind of stupid, especially on a hill. Like, why are you on here? Go away. But yeah, I want to encourage others to get into art. I'm not like the kind where it turns out you're super good at it and you're a prodigy, then I start to hate you for for being better than me when I've been doing this all my life. No, it's not like that. It's just for fun, okay? It's fine to do things for fun once in a while, and you can practice whatever the heck you want. I don't poo-poo you on that. Like if you want to try still life, portraits, figure drawing, freehand, like there's a whole bunch out there. And it gets overwhelming when you try to do what kind of things you want to do, because there's so many ideas out there. It's pretty insane. But I think just start with something you like, and then make it a little easier, make it a little simpler. Or even a landscape. Those tend to be surprisingly hard, but just get the colors down, then you're pretty good. Or even like color blocks, or I don't know, or even start with cartoons or there's a lot of simplified cartoons out there. So there's a lot about the ideas. I think just start with what you like. I think that would be a good foot in the door, because if you start with something you don't like, that's a lot harder. Though it is a good challenge to draw something you really don't like. I should probably do that. I need to remember to do that. Note to self, for future, Delion, make some project or draw or paint something involving something you don't like. There's a lot of things I don't like, but I don't know if it's enough for me to want to paint something of that. So, okay, I'll think about it later, though. Maggots. Wet socks. Wearing wet socks on a rainy day. I hate that. I'm trying to think. What else can I... waiting in line. I hate waiting in line. overhearing very stupid like I don't know how to draw that, but like overhearing stupid, asinine, boring conversations and dreading that I know the English language. Yeah, that's a different kind. How the hell I draw that? What else I don't like? Mustard. I don't like mustard. The smell. That's kind of dumb though. Mustard. I don't like pickles. I like Asian pickles. Asian pickles are nice, but the big fat cucumbery whatever thing here. Oh, what the hell is that? I think after In Living Color, where that guy Damon Wayans played the Anton Jackson, and he had like this pickle jar he used as a toilet. I think that kind of sealed the deal for me for not liking pickles. But that was, I think, also the smell and the taste. It was not my thing. But yeah, I'll think of something. That's an interesting kind of challenge to draw or make a project involving something you don't like. Can it involve people? No, that's a bit too personal. Let's not do that. That's not nice. I wouldn't want someone to say someone you hate or is annoying or stupid, and then they drew or painted a picture of me. I'd be like, what did I do to you? You know, that's not nice. I don't do that. I know of people. I'm not that. Unless you give me reason to be. But for now, no. I try to be civil. Okay. Try. Okay, so this is not a lot, but there is some progress, and that is fine. It's already an hour. Let me just put a little bit more paint here. Hopefully this turns out good. I actually don't know yet. This is a different style I'm not used to, but I don't mind a challenge once in a while. I need to remember also to do that Venom Zashiki Buddha painting. While I mentioned, I do have already made a commission for that, which is friggin' awesome, by the way. I did a review for it, or an unboxing of it, in my Instagram account. I am actually now more motivated to try my own take on that, but I don't know whether or not I will post it. Just this is purely for fun and geeking out on weird crossovers. Yes. Okay. Okay, so this one was a little off. So it's coming together. It's just taking its sweet time. That's the thing with paintings. There is a good chance for it to mess up, even though when it's really ugly. But once things start coming together as you paint, then it's like, oh, okay, I see how it's getting. Not too bad, but it takes a while. So I think that's one of the downsides about doing art stuff. People want instant results, especially nowadays with internet and AI in the forefront. But that's the thing with art. It's not an overnight thing. But some people are the unlikely cases where they can do painting or do art of some kind and it's super fast, and good on them. They can have that. But for me, it takes a while. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other artists, it takes a while, and that's totally fine. But now there's like people mentioning how like AI can do it in a few seconds. And I'm like, okay, then go to them then. I don't need you. That's fine. Enjoy it. Just go over there now. That's it. I don't need any more. No more drama. Okay, so this is here. All right, I gotta wrap this up. It's already over an hour. I try not to make this too long. I've yet to hear anyone ask whether or not I can do like a whole drawing or painting from start to finish. The other thing is I have to consider a time where I actually have the free time to be like that, because on the weekends, That's if we don't go out, and that's if my family's not super noisy. Because while I say be quiet or just don't be too noisy or go in the other room, and then they say okay, and then they just wander on in when I'm live, and I can't get mad at them because I'll get really mad, but not like crazy mad, just like, hey, what the heck, you know. But I also don't want to be kind of rude, you know. Is that correct? So I think that is one of the downsides of trying to do a whole painting in my situation from start to finish is I have to consider the situation with other, you know, where I live and other people, and also time zones. It may be okay for certain people, but not other people where it's like freaking 3 a.m. You know, I don't want to force people to, you have to watch my stuff. I totally get that. But I don't know. I just like trying different things and see which one clicks. But the other problem with that, it doesn't always click with the internet. Like sometimes I have a strike of luck for a day or two, and then when I try it again, no one gives a shit. That's happened so many more times than I can count. So for me, yes, it's a struggle, but at the same time, I don't mind trying trial and error. And I do have strikes of luck sometimes. And then it just stops all of a sudden. Like, okay, your 15 minutes of fame are over, get out. You know, it's kind of like that feeling. And it's kind of depressing when you think, oh, I did well. I'm getting more views, comments, likes, and maybe a follower 3. And then suddenly no one likes my stuff. 4 followers leave. And I get like 20 views, 7 views, and then that's it. That's my luck. So it's kind of, while it's, you know, that's all part of the process, it's a really annoying, tiring, disappointing process, especially if I worked hard on a lot of my stuff and then only it barely gets noticed. And so, and then next thing you know, I'm part of the whining community where we just gripe and moan about how the algorithm works against us artists and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, it is, but like, what else can I contribute to that kind of information with other people? And other people are like, yes, I understand. I say something similar, but I don't knock it down too much because it's not much of a problem for me. And then no one gives a shit. So I'm like, okay. So I don't know. I think if I act a certain way, I would get more attention. And at the same time, I'm also thinking, do I even want that much attention? Because it's not exactly, you know, once people have their eyes on you, they want to know more about you. And it's kind of like, that's a bit kind of creepy. How do you think about it? So maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing to be a nobody, but I also do notice that my reach to new people is very stagnant, and I need to try to figure. But I also don't want to come off as desperate. That's the other thing. Wow, this is ugly. But that's what it's supposed to look like. See? Yeah. But again, it's going to take a while. But I'm seeing it. So that is it for this thing here. Will I do this off camera? Of course I will. I'm still also trying to determine what I do for the pumpkins. I only showed one, but I have like 2 or 3 other ones in the other room, and I just want to get up. I like you, but not enough for me to get up. So what did I do today? I started with the Jubaja from Journey to the West / Black Myth. Why is it called Black Myth? I don't know. But my pens. So I did start on a drawing, but it's turning out ugly, and I am concerned because I was doing something different, and now I have a lot of regrets because now it's like, oh God, this is not looking good, but it's something. Hopefully I can fix it later on at some point. I have like a buttload of projects that I still have to do and kind of owe. I'm behind on things. That's also why I cannot do games too long. Like a little bit's fine, but then once it starts consuming into my daily life, that's a bad side. So yeah, don't expect me to play games all the time. I think this will be like, I'll try to finish the game and then carry on with my life. That's about it. Unless there's other games but I'm not as interested. Yeah. And after that, I resumed painting this guy, which is the majority of this stream, and that's totally fine. I was going to paint this, like I mentioned, but I'm tired. Yeah, I'm kind of winded from just a measly 2 hours, 2 to almost 3 hours of game time last night. That's why I'm like not in the right headspace. So I was a little tired, a little chill about this, and yeah, I probably should eat something, even though I just had like a small little cake and some tea. So, okay, that'll be it for now. I better go before someone just wanders on in, like, hey, what's going on? Hi. So, thank you for having me. I'll see you again next Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here at Delion. I'm Delion, by the way. If you showed up and stayed longer than 20 seconds, thank you so much. If not, still thank you anyway. I'm not popular, I know, but that's fine. I'm not crying. I'll see you again. What the fuck's wrong with me? I'll see you again whenever. Well, like I said, next Wednesday, 11 a.m. All right. Take care now. Bye-bye.